Hi, today I would like to read to you an excerpt from my new novel, His Perfect Family. So, let me give you a little bit of the background. So, Gabrielle is a single mother and she's currently raising her 3-year-old son Caleb alone. However, her in laws actually have sued her for custody because they're claiming that she's an unfit mother. So, the scene I'm going to be reading to you from is where her best friend's brother has followed her to court, and he's there basically just for emotional support. And the scene I'm going to be reading is it takes place in the courtroom, and it kind of like sets out the catalyst for everything that's going to happen. So here we go. This person who is speaking first is the judge. So he says, your in-laws are suing for custody of the minor Caleb Wallace on the grounds that you are an unfit mother. I understand you had a breakdown, and then you kidnapped your grandson. Judge Pendleton peered at her over the thick glasses perched on his nose. Sir, my husband died. I moved in with my in-laws because they offered to help me with my son. It was an emotional time. She clutched Theo's hand. Then I found out they were planning to take him from me. Her eyes filled with tears. I left their home because I was afraid. I'd lost my husband, Your Honor. I couldn't afford to lose my son, too. You're a single mother, Mrs. Wallace. Mr. and Mrs. Wallace are offering to raise your son in a two-parent home that offers more stability. Would you begrudge your son the opportunity to grow up with two loving parents? Gabrielle cleared her throat. I am his parent, Your Honor. He can grow up in a stable, loving environment with me. Come now, Mrs. Wallace. You of all people know how fragile life can be. What if something happens to you? Would you leave your son to grow up alone? Theo moved to stand beside her. He wouldn't be alone, Your Honor. Theo spoke with confidence. He'd have me. Gabriel's attention shifted to Theo along with everyone else in the courtroom. And who are you, young man? Theo's Adam's apple bobbed. Theodore MacPherson, Your Honor. Gabriel's fiancé. Her eyes widened. She flicked a gaze at the other people in the courtroom. Had her reaction been obvious? What was he doing? Did he think this was some kind of joke? She was fighting for the right to raise her son. This was not some lark. Theo rested his hand on the small of her back. His touch calmed her. He was on her side. The judge frowned at the Wallaces. This changes things. Judge Pendleton returned his attention to them. Are you two living together? No. Her face heated. Judge Pendleton folded his arms and peered down at them. Lying to the court is serious business. If we find out you've lied, you'll be found in contempt of court, which carries a penalty of up to 3 months in prison. The court is giving you 3 months to set up house. Once you're married, send a copy of your marriage certificate to the court. During the 3 months, a court officer will visit you and your husband to see how Caleb is getting along. After the home visit, I'll make a ruling. He banged the gavel and rose from behind the desk. Gabrielle dropped into the chair behind her, raising shocked eyes to Theo's. Did he understand what he'd done? With one sentence, he'd earned himself a ready-made family. Could she marry Theo if it meant she could retain custody of her son? Yes, she could. She'd do anything to keep Caleb with her, but it wouldn't be fair to Theo. He deserved to be married to the woman of his dreams, and she was so far from that, it wasn't funny. Well, that's just a little teaser, and I hope that will get you interested enough to want to buy the book. His Perfect Family releases on May 26, 2023, and I will put the link in the description below. Thanks for listening.